Hello, everyone. I'm Adam Papagan. Welcome to another episode of There's a Place, the ASMR talk show, the show that feels good to hear. I try to, as a host for this show, I try to bring you guys information that's relevant to you, news, events. I want to cover things that my viewers, my listeners are going to be interested in. So whenever there's a weird event, something that I might be able to talk about, people might be interested in if they can't go themselves, I feel like it's my duty as host of this show to go out and have these experiences and share them with you there. So last Thursday, I went to a Donald Trump rally. Heard about it on the radio. It was one of those kind of split-second decisions. They announced the rally. I heard on the radio, people are lining up in Costa Mesa to see Donald Trump speak. And I was like, oh, I got to go down there. I got to see this freak show. This is a very unique time in our nation's history. They've been teasing, the prophets have been foretelling that a TV star was eventually going to become president. It's like Network or Idiocracy, Man of the Year, starring Robin Williams. And I think if it doesn't happen this time, then the next time we will actually have just a idiot TV star president. So, I wanted to see, because he's closer, especially now, he's closer than ever. So I drove down to Orange County, and they have, the whole place is kind of just circus atmosphere. Really, truly, it was like West Hollywood on Halloween. There were people in costumes. There were people having a ball. The actual speech, the whole thing was for the cameras. The actual speech, once they had enough people to make the arena look full, they closed it off. But there were people tailgating for Trump. So they had just like, it was wild, it felt like things could erupt any minute. There was the anti-Trump people, which was probably most of the people there. There were people like me, and I would say that's a lot of the people, who were just curious, just wanted to see what was going on, make some jokes. And then there were the pro-Trump people who were just like your typical Orange County white people. Like, guy owns an airplane parts company. He's living really comfortable, but he's worried about illegal immigration. But he eats carne asada burritos all the time. Just that kind of thing. So I'm walking around, actually ran into a friend down there, and there were like these little pockets of people arguing, not even arguing, just engaging in political discourse. They'd be like, what does the Statue of Liberty say? Bring us, you're tired, you're whatever. And so you walk over and you hear somebody talking, you're like, oh, they're an idiot. You keep going. There was, it's just really wild. Most of the people were anti-Trump. It was very embarrassing to see the older, rich, white adults arguing with the young Latino protesters. They just looked, when you feel like embarrassed for someone, you're just like, dude, that's not a good look. You're not helping. You're just like playing right into their hand. So nothing's really happening. There's some people setting off bottle rockets and stuff. And there were police there hanging out. And these are not like real Orange County sheriffs. So these are like the reserve police. These are not trained police officers. But everyone's just hanging out, hooting and hollering. Finally, somebody starts throwing bottles at the police, which, like, why are you going to throw bottles at the group of people who fires on civilians? It just seems like a bad idea. But there were no riots. It was all trumped up, pardon the pun, for the media. The whole thing was just for the cameras. The thing that struck me, though, like the one consistent factor on both sides is that most of the people there were teenagers. Bored Orange County teenagers, 16, 17 years old, get out of school, it's second semester. So they're just having fun and goofing around, and they don't realize the repercussions of this, but these people can't even vote anyway. They're too young to vote anyway. So I don't think we need to be worried about Trump. If anything, I think, I'm now convinced more than ever, he's in cahoots with Hillary Clinton just so she can just waltz right into the Oval Office. But part of Trump's appeal is his his populism, how people really like him. And a lot of people are teenagers. A lot of people are immature. So I kind of understood it a little bit better. But if he is elected, we're doomed. We really, we've been saying it for months. Who knows? Just get out there and vote. My guest tonight is a musician, actor, budding actor. I know he has 7 IMDB credits. We'll talk a little bit about that. And a guy on the scene I've known for many years. Always have a good time hanging out with him. He's a fan of the show, which I always appreciate. Someone's actually seen the show, is familiar with it. So, maybe he can shine some insight onto that. But please welcome my guest tonight, Matthew Teardrop. Hey, doing, Matt?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm a little under the weather, to be honest. You didn't need to bring your backpack.
I like to always be prepared
Okay.
in case I have to jump off set for any reason.
There's like a fire or something.
Yeah. How's my level of voice?
It's great.
Is this relaxing?
Yeah, I'm really relaxed.
Okay.
Yeah, are you familiar with the whole ASMR thing?
Sort of. It's like a sex thing, right? For talking.
Not explicitly, but it can be used for sex. But it's just, relaxing noises that causes people's brains to tingle.
Okay.
If you do want to do some sex stuff.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay.
With your show so far.
All right. Well, that's great. You want to, as an artist, I'm sure you know this, you want to have an effect on someone. So what better effect to have on somebody than that?
Yeah.
I say. So Matt, the last time I saw you was a couple weeks ago at the Church of Fun.
Yes.
Which is your home, but it's kind of it's right in the middle of the city. It kind of reminds me of Mad Max a little bit.
The new one or the older one?
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just kind of a post-apocalyptic, steampunk. How would you describe it?
I don't know. It's just like some apartments, kind of, some rooms, group home.
Yeah, it's kind of like group home, but it's like in a junkyard.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
Well, there's a workshop, I guess. It's okay. I don't know.
No, it's a cool spot. It used to be a real church.
Yeah. There's a real church next door also.
How did you, what's the whole story with that? How did you come to live at a workshop church?
I just knew some of the people who live there. And Mateo, the guy in my band, he lived there. And I was living in my van at the time in Echo Park. And someone was going out of town. I wanted to sublet his room. They asked me if I wanted to. And I said yes. And then no one's really told me I had to leave yet.
So you're still on a sublet basis?
Yeah, I'm still subletting, I guess.
You've been there for a year and a half.
2.5, 3 years almost.
Yeah, it's been a while. That's weird.
I'm just hoping the guy doesn't come back.
Yeah, what happened to that guy? Is anybody looking for him? Is anybody worried?
Oh, no, he came back. I think I'm permanent now, I guess. But
was he kind of bummed that you had taken over his room?
Oh, no, he decided not to come back.
You said that he came back.
He came back, but not to live again.
Oh, okay. Just to visit.
Yeah. And he decided not to come back to live, though.
But you like it.
Yes.
It's nice. So it beats the van.
Yeah.
You are actually kind of a pioneer because this is all the rage in Los Angeles right now, living in a camper on the street.
Yeah.
But you were the first person I ever knew to do that. It was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You had that camper.
Those were the days.
So what? How would it work? Because you're actually, I talk about this on the show a lot. I'm fascinated by all these campers that are all over Echo Park Lake. There's that purple one.
Yeah.
It's just all these people living in How did that work?
I I mean, I had a pretty tough go of it. Because I didn't have any money. And I bought I had an RV first, and then just like a big van. And they were both like junkers they got for like $300 each.
$300?
Yeah. Maybe I think the RV was like $5. The van was, I think, maybe a little less than that. I don't remember the exact, I didn't keep the receipts. But they both broke down. And the RV had a bathroom in it, but you couldn't really use it.
You need septic tank hookups and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think it had it, but I don't have the
You weren't in an RV.
I didn't have the know-how. And so that eventually died and got towed away. The RV was a little too much upkeep for me with my limited knowledge. So then I ended up just getting a van. And then the van also broke down eventually.
So the RV was just, if I recall, it was parked over off of Riverside Drive.
Yeah, I kept it by my friend Katya's house for a while. Then I decided to make the move into Echo Park. So here, the neighborhood's really coming up.
Yeah, even in an RV.
Yeah.
Are there lights inside?
The what?
Were there lights inside?
I had push lights. They eventually burned out.
Yeah.
I didn't really have there was a bed, but that came down on some chains, so I didn't really ever use it because it didn't seem sturdy. So I just slept on the ground. It was living in a big van, but less space actually.
Less space.
Yeah.
Was it hard to keep clean?
It might be if I had tried to keep it clean.
Oh, so you weren't even trying to keep it orderly, or?
I did it first. I didn't have much in there to mess up. I mostly just slept in it.
And then when they towed it away, what was that day like? There goes my house.
Yeah, they threatened to a few times. I showed up. I'd been getting a lot of tickets because I couldn't really move it. And I was in an area that didn't have street cleaning or anything in one of the neighborhoods. But just I guess people would get sick of seeing it sitting there, and so they would call the cops. And I just kind of came home one day and there's a tow truck there. And so when I saw that there's a cop there and a tow truck, and then I just got in it. And so I figured they can't tow it away if I'm in it, right? And then the cop got really pissed. And he was calling, I heard him he was calling more cops. And some more cops showed up, but I'd just got out. And the first cop was really pissed at me, but the other cops didn't get it because I was not in it anymore. And the first cop was this punk is trying to stop us from towing his RV or something. And there wasn't anything I could do, and they just took it. I could have made an issue of it, but they could have just arrested me or something.
Yeah. And you never saw it again?
No, I went and got my stuff out of it, and then put it in my friend's garage, and then started looking for another van.
So you were explain this thought process. You're okay, the RV, this was maybe not a well thought out idea, living in an RV on the street. I'm gonna get a van.
Yeah.
Less conspicuous.
Yeah. The van lasted longer, I think. It wasn't as I couldn't have people over I could have.
I remember you had that party at the
Yeah,
RV.
I had a big party.
That was kind of tight.
Yeah. That was when I first got it.
Yeah.
And then I had to make a lot of adjustments to actually live in it. I had to get rid of the living room area. There's a table with some couches. I had to get rid of the table because I had to sleep in that little spot.
Would you do it again? Nicer van or RV?
Oh, sure. I've been thinking about it lately. I was now that I've seen the alternative again, I miss the old days.
The man in his van.
Yeah.
But you're over at the Church of Fun now. They had an event for Passover. It's what was it? I missed the I did the thing where you show up to a party after like everyone's already wasted, and then it's just like you're on another planet, you know. Like everyone's like woo, like dancing, and then you're just like, good to see you. Yeah, you know, just doing the There's a Place OJ tour, you know. But it was a Moses pageant.
Oh, it was a cedar.
Seder.
Which I don't know what.
It was a spruce.
I don't know really what it. I don't know what a seder is religiously, but Nate, if anyone out there on TV is a fan of Nate, he put it on and kind of animated play, and there's food, and every time you ate something there's like a story of it.
Yeah.
And then we did like a little play. Then it was over. I did some coke and drank some whiskey. I remember you was there. That was real nice running into you.
Yeah, you know, I'm a Seder fan.
Yeah.
I never actually. I always wanted to go to a Passover Seder.
Yeah.
But all the Jewish people I know is like, nah, it kind of sucks.
Oh.
But it seems cool with the story and the questions and stuff.
Yeah, I forget what the questions were.
I think one is, why is tonight different from all other nights?
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah. That could be like it's the setup for like infinite punchlines.
I'll have to check the booklet.
Yeah. Seder manual. What was the pageant about?
It was about, I played the part of Moses. This was like an uncredited role. I didn't get IMDB credit for it.
Well, it wasn't a movie or TV show, right? It was just a one-off play.
I did this one as a favor.
Okay.
And I played Moses, and he like talks to God for a while. And then he looks for he goes looking for like some Jewish people, and God helps him part the Red Sea. And there's a pharaoh.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing was really a blur.
Seems like kind of a blur, yeah, with the cocaine and the whiskey.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess I didn't realize those were part of the traditional Seder meal.
Oh, that was some of my own.
Yeah, a little embellishment.
That was my own family tradition. I don't know. I was firstborn, so I shouldn't even be around for this right now.
Mm-hmm. That's right. You should be slaughtered.
Yeah.
The ram's blood. It's beautiful culture.
Is that like a true story?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe they could talk about that on the like conspiracy show.
The story of Moses.
The like Passover slaughter thing.
It's probably based on something. Of all the stories of the Bible, you know, some of them obviously made up, but some of them have to be true, right?
Yeah.
The King Solomon and the cutting up the baby.
What, King Solomon's mines?
What?
Oh, the baby, right? Where he...
Yeah, he's got to divide up the baby and then...
Oh, yeah. And God stops him at the last second.
No, I think that
something like that
shows wisdom.
Or did he just...
He just said he wasn't really good.
Did he just end up cutting the baby? I don't remember how it ends.
No, the woman said, no, let her have it because I don't want to see my baby cut up. He's like, you're the true mother. Because someone, you know, most people would be cool with a baby being bisected.
Sometimes I feel like Job.
God's testing you?
Yeah. All the trials.
What are some of those trials?
I don't know. This lady at work today was really giving it to me.
Where are you working these days?
I work at the UPS store in West Hollywood. 5482 Wilshire Boulevard.
Yeah. The lady was yelling at you for packages not...
It wasn't even my fault. I didn't have anything to do with it. She was like, how come I sent this thing and it came back to my house? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, you didn't have a commercial invoice. Because you have to have a commercial... Bless you.
Thank you.
You have to have a commercial invoice to send something overseas. She sent something overseas without the commercial invoice. And she was like, how come nobody told me that I didn't have to have a commercial invoice? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't handle this shipment, but maybe the guy was having a rough day. Yeah. Had a lot on his mind, forgot about it.
Yeah. She should be more compassionate.
Yeah.
To the UPS store.
Of course, she comes in right when we open, too. Right? First thing. Before we even finished my Einstein Brothers bagel.
So what was the solution? Did you resend it to her? For her?
We just had to like call UPS.
This lady sounds like she was kind of overreacting.
Yeah. She wasn't the worst. Just, you know, if you're going to do something like that, come in like around 10,
Yeah.
right? Not the second the doors open.
Yeah. Well, she was busy. Got stuff to do. But it all got resolved. What's the worst thing you ever saw happen there? Like a package getting lost? That wasn't a very good question.
Well, you want to hear something? Yeah, I'm thinking about quitting that job, so
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and
Yeah, let it loose.
I'll just go ahead and go kayfabe on this one. Sometimes I think UPS just steals stuff from people,
Oh, for sure.
but they when they get busted, they just don't. They for us, if we pack something, and we have to cover our tracks, right? We have to be able to say I packed this, and
No, so you can cover your tracks. Thank you. Oh, it's just a little tea. Thank you so much, Adam. Yeah,
Thank you.
A little under the weather,
I'm
like I
fine.
said.
I don't need anything, thank you. I'm okay. Do you
We
need
can- we can-
booze?
No, we don't have any booze, but
Alright.
we get you.
But this guy sent 4 iPods to Europe or something, and the package got returned to him with no iPods in it. It got rejected and returned somehow. And whenever something like that happens, we have to call this 800 number and file a claim. And they're just no, it's against our policy to do something like that. And I was we have cameras, right? Someone's probably watching, someone there. I was the only people who would have checked a box are you people. And they're yeah, it's not our policy to take something out of a package. And that's all they have to say. That's just their bottom line. It's no, we wouldn't do that.
There's no
When,
accountability.
it's if someone accused me of doing something like that, especially at work, I'd have to show my we have cameras where I can show you look here, I packed this whole thing and didn't take anything out. I put it right on the stack, and that's it.
Some water for you.
Thank you. But then corporate could just be nah, we didn't do it.
Let's talk about.
It's a evil corporation.
They all are. Down with capitalism.
Who would want to start a company to compete with the post office anyway?
That is pretty evil. Because the post office, the only reason they have it is because in the Constitution that their government must do a post office. So they operated a deficit every year.
It's if you bought a bunch of fire trucks and just tried to close down the fire station.
Yeah, we can do it.
Having your own private fire thing.
But then sometimes you didn't stop fires. But you're well, our policy is to stop fires.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's well, if your house burned down, here's this 800 number. We'll call and talk to corporate and see what happened. And then they're yeah, it's not our policy to not put a fire out.
Corporate schmorporate.
Yeah. But they've gotten enough press here tonight.
Yeah, let's talk about your own projects. Let's talk about those 7 IMDB credits you have.
Oh yeah.
Can you name all of them, or is 7 just too many to keep track of?
That's a tough one. Let's see. I've got open mic night after the apocalypse. It's a documentary my friend Mike James made.
About the Salton Sea?
Yeah. I've got one called, what was that one? Pass the Music, which, I'll be honest here, me getting an IMDb credit on that one is a little pushing it.
Why were you not in it?
I
Or
was
it not a
kind of
movie?
in it. It was a local music scene documentary that a bunch of my friends are in. There's flashes of me. There's clips of us playing, but we're not really a focus of it.
Sure.
But I think I just went ahead and clicked on whatever you do on IMDb. I got a free trial.
Oh, so you just added it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one, Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. It's a Max Landis short where I was in the audience, pretending to be an angry audience member. I'm shown on screen a few times.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, I've got. I was on a court show. We've covered this before.
Court show, yeah. I was on that same court show.
When's your episode gonna drop?
Oh, it's been out. It was like last year.
Did you like record it or anything?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I have it. I don't want to put it on YouTube because I don't want to get like copyright thing, but I have it.
Oh, mine's up on YouTube. I never had a problem.
Oh, really? Yeah. Byron Allen.
But yeah, I have that one. I have The Problem Why. That's a movie I starred in that my friend made. Boy, I feel like there's something else. There's one more I'm missing. But I don't know what. I always wondered if you could go on IMDb and just like click, because I made a free trial for a month, and I just like clicked on a movie that I was kind of in, and it got put on my thing. So I don't know if I could just do that with like any movie and say I was in it.
You would definitely have to do kind of like the lesser known movies, but yeah, you could probably. Can anybody prove you weren't in X-Men?
No, I could have
Really
been under all that under makeup.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Could have been a mutant.
Yeah. How about you? Do you have any IMDb credits?
Yeah. I have the court show. That's probably my biggest one.
Yeah.
I bet I could get this show on IMDb.
Yeah?
8 credits for you and 1 for me. And I have a documentary about David Liebehart that I was in. Yeah, not many.
I have a couple credits that never like actually happened. That I should be getting credited for, but they like never really came out. I have one I got off Craigslist where I played a dead body. It was like
Is that tough?
It was weird. It was just like these Korean guys or something, and like they just posted on Craigslist, who wants to play a dead body, and I was like, I'll do it, and they were like, okay. Oh, what's coming now?
Awesome Kleenex. Thank you very much, Adam. We have the best staff in the world on this show. We really do. If I could get them all IMDb credits, I would.
There was like there was this movie. It's called Lethal Calling, and like there was a bunch of guys that didn't speak English really, and like some American actors. And my scene was something where like a guy was calling this girl, and like telling her to like do stuff over the phone. And maybe she got, I don't remember exactly what happened, but he was like, oh, you think I won't do it? Well, look outside your car right now. And then there's me laying like half under the car dead. And he's like, it's your friend, right? And I was like, I don't know if I would be friends with this, like, I can't imagine the two of us being friends in this. But that one, I don't know whatever happened to that. And then there was one where I was like, there's like these two like stand-up comedian girls or something. We're trying to make like a Key and Peele kind of show where they do sketches and they're different people in every sketch. And the sketch was about like this girl. I never signed any contracts or anything, I don't think, so I'm allowed to just say whatever, right?
Yeah.
But like this girl is like, she comes home to like an intervention because she's addicted to giving herself swirlies, like putting her head in the toilet and flushing it. So she comes home and her friends are all gathered to give an intervention. And my line is, you've got to stop hurting yourself and you've got to stop hurting Dana. Dana was her friend who started an intervention and she was playing herself. And then we go chase her down a hallway, and she's in the bathroom, and she has like poop on her face. And that was like over a year ago, and it never came out.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's for the best.
Maybe, I don't
Some
know.
of these.
It was okay. They seemed like funny people.
Addicted to giving yourself swirlies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's not as easy as it looks.
No.
Show business.
Yeah.
You know a lot about different movies and TV shows, though. But not, see, you're kind of like me in this respect. I've seen a lot of movies, but like, no, like, there's a lot of like big movies I've never seen. Like, I've never seen Total Recall or Blade Runner or anything like that.
Jeez.
But I've seen I haven't seen American Pie, but I've seen American Reunion.
Yeah.
So I know that you've seen a lot of weird movies. You've seen all the Ernest movies?
Oh yeah.
Let's do some Ernest talk.
Okay.
So let's just kind of, we don't have to rate every single one, but maybe some highlights from the Ernest catalog. What's your favorite one, first of all?
You know, the big four. It's Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Goes to Jail, Ernest Saves Christmas, and Ernest Scared Stupid. Those all came out in the theater. I think I saw all of them in the theater. I'm not positive about some of them because I was a little kid, but some of them I vaguely remember. I definitely saw at the theater. Then there's Ernest Rides Again, which...
Western?
No, it was actually just about him riding a cannon.
What?
It was like sort of a... I think maybe he works for a museum or something, and there's some kind of crown jewel that gets stolen. I've only watched it once, and just like the big thing in the commercial was he's riding around. There's like a cannon out of control going down the street, and he's on it.
I've heard.
Yeah. Oh, and I just read, actually, Jim Varney's autobiography.
He had an autobiography?
Or not autobiography.
The thing that I find inspiring about Ernest is that, you know how it all got started, right?
Oh,
Local TV commercials.
Yeah.
In Kentucky.
He had a couple other characters he did even for TV. But Ernest is the one that took off. He was a local actor. He loved Shakespeare. He loved antique watches.
Jim.
But then, yeah, he did a couple local commercials. And they got huge. Those local commercials became like national companies all over the country wanted to have like, and now it's like Circuit City wants to have like an Ernest commercial. And so it was a big thing, and Disney wanted to make a movie of him, and so they did. And it was a pretty big hit. Big enough to make a couple more.
And then there's the whole era of straight-to-video Ernest movies.
Oh, yeah.
Slam Dunk Ernest.
Yeah. Slam Dunk Ernest might be the best of the bunch.
That's I think.
Because they get like way...
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Is that one?
It's the same, kind of the same plot as like Mike.
Yeah.
Where I think he gets magic shoes.
Yeah.
Or
he just
magic
becomes
ball.
good at basketball somehow.
Yeah. And then he's a janitor at the mall. There's like 10 janitors who all work the night shift, which is as they do at a mall. There's like, they have several like 25-year-old male janitors who work the night shift. And they're all really into basketball. They won't let Ernest play most of the time. Then it gets really good, and the team, he's like, we'll put him on our janitor team. And the team, they win their like local league championship, and they get to play the Charlotte Hornets. I think they beat them too. I can't remember for sure. But I think like his shoes die, and then he's like, they have to do it on their own.
Yeah, but but he discovers that the real power is
within. Yeah, not the shoes.
Yeah, not the shoes. And then he has he's in Beverly Hillbillies movie.
Yeah,
as Jed. And then, kind of coming full circle at the end of his life, back to the local commercials. Cerritos Auto Square.
Yeah, they tried to make. I saw a thing. They tried to make a new Ernest.
Like a new guy?
Yeah, like who was playing Ernest. Like it didn't take off. I don't think people were into it. They only made, I think you can find some of them on YouTube where it's just like some other guy.
Hey, Vern.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he had a kids show.
Yeah.
Which like,
what's up with Vern? Who's Vern?
I think Vern was just like his guy he talked to off camera. I don't think there was ever like an actual Vern.
It didn't have some kind of meaning.
And Vern doesn't last the whole film series either.
Oh no, what happened to Vern?
He just, I think Vern's final appearance is in Ernest Saves Christmas, when Ernest goes to Vern's house for Christmas. And then, I don't think he ever shows up again. It's not good. Ernest just has a whole world of characters to work with now.
I've been to Jim Varney's grave.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's kind of collected like a lot of unusual celebrity grave sites I've been to. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, is it kind of like
Lexington, Kentucky.
the Ramones one at like Hollywood Forever where he has like a statue? Or is it just normal?
Horrible, ugly. No, it's just a normal grave. The Ramones one, he's not actually buried there.
What?
They just put a statue of.
Oh, I
Johnny
thought he was not. Where is he buried then?
He's cremated.
Oh.
Not buried anywhere.
He's like in that big house on the river. That's where he actually is.
Yeah. And then they have Toto there,
Toto's in there?
but not actually, just a statue to Toto.
Where's Toto? Cremated?
Toto, it says on the statue that it was buried at like the farm that it lived on. And then when they developed the property, Toto's grave has been lost. This is kind of the tomb of the unknown Toto.
Oh. Well, where is that? What's
by
the
LA
property?
River. By the LA River. Huelhauser went there once.
Oh, the Toto's grave?
Yeah. Have you been to any interesting graves?
Well, I've been to Hollywood Forever. I went to Arlington Cemetery. I went there a lot of times. It's not very exciting.
Arlington, Virginia?
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you're from Virginia.
yeah. You know, I try to stay away from them. I figure I'm going to have enough time to check them out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to waste too much time there right now.
Oh, good point. Do you, so you're from Virginia. I know we've talked about this in other interviews and stuff, but as you get older and stuff and you've been away from Virginia longer and longer, do you find that you have like kind of some country habits that are hard to kick?
No.
No, you're not country at all?
I don't know.
Anything you miss about it, I guess, is what I'm...
When I go home, we go to buffets a lot. I guess, like, I like to go to Shakey's on, like, my birthday.
That's the most country thing you do?
I mean, well, it's just... There's a lot of buffets that go on. Like, every time I go home, it's just... I'll go to... If I go home for, like, 2 weeks, I'll go to buffet, like, 5 times.
You ever been to KFC buffet?
There's a KFC buffet?
In certain states.
Are you thinking of the salad bar?
No. All you can eat KFC. I wouldn't lie to you, Matt.
Wow. Well, where is this? Do they have sides?
Yeah. I haven't been to it. The one I remember is in Humboldt, California. Right there on the one. You know, beautiful Northern California, right on the water. And all you can eat KFC.
Oh. It's in Humboldt. Is it still open?
No. Second time I went back, it was closed. But I've heard the legends, heard the stories.
Yeah, what's the legend?
That there are other ones that are open in other places.
Do you remember when they tried to make Wendy's like a real restaurant?
I was just reading about that.
I like went to one once when I was a little kid. I think it was like you would still go order at the front, but then you'd sit down and then they'd be like, they didn't really have anything they could do for you besides just like bring the food that you already ordered. But someone would just kind of attend to you.
You have a number. Carl's Jr. does that, though.
Do they?
Yeah, you get the number. And...
Oh, that's true. I don't go to Carl's Jr. that much.
Me neither, yeah, I don't.
Green Burrito's okay.
That's a fake restaurant, though.
Carl's Jr.?
No, Green Burrito.
How's it fake?
It only exists within Carl's Jr.
That's true.
There's no standalone Green Burrito.
It's not even at every Carl's Jr. I think one time I was on tour or something, and like the only place around was like a Carl's Jr., but it had a Green Burrito. And I was like, I'll check this out. And it was like really great. But I think it was just because I like hadn't eaten in a while. And then I like went to one in LA and it kind of sucked.
Talk about being on tour. We didn't even mention your illustrious music career.
Oh yeah.
Manhattan Murder Mystery. How long has Manhattan Murder Mystery been around?
Oh gee.
Like a decade, probably.
Almost, yeah. Well, I think I moved here like around, I think towards the end of 2007, maybe a little earlier. But it pretty kind of started right away.
And you guys never broke up?
No.
Never had any of the pressures of fame?
Yeah. we were able to handle the pressures of fame pretty well.
And you guys just play locally. You've been on tour, obviously. I have your record.
Yeah?
The one with the helmet on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what a classic.
Yeah, I like it.
We have another one that's about to come out in a couple weeks, I think. Or like sometime in the summer.
I'm proud of it. How was that process?
Yeah, we'll see. It took like a really long time to make. So like, I've kind of heard it enough times that I'm like over it.
So you're Chinese democracy?
Yeah. So now it's like, I'm just waiting for it to finally be over with. We got somebody to put it out. And now we just have to wait. There was a lot of like waiting. It's like we didn't really have we recorded it in like kind of real studios. But then it was like we had to do a lot of waiting for like mixing and things for like the guy to mix it from like getting back from like some tour he was working on and then like get around to it once he's like settled in. And, like there's a lot of that. Just like since we didn't have full money to pay like these good people, we like got them for cheap, but it was on like their time. But it's done now. We're just waiting for it to come out.
Well, with that exciting review, you sound really stoked about it.
It's just quiet talking. I can't get too excited. I'm
I'm
worried I'll go over the decibel level.
You know, don't worry about that. I want you to say it.
Like,
just
what
so
if
you
some?
know.
I'm worried someone's gonna be asleep, and then I'll get too excited and I'll like wake up and in the middle of the night.
See if they're asleep. This could be a subliminal.
What is this for?
Oh, this is to cover the mics.
Oh,
See?
oh yeah, there's not actually anything there. Huh?
Yeah. Pretty amazing technology.
Yeah.
You guys ever played Mr. T's Bowl?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times.
Yeah, I missed that. I only went there once, but it was legendary.
We
Growing
did
up here, you know.
We did a residency there once. So, you know, big time. It was pretty good.
Good place.
Yeah, we played there a whole bunch of times. When we first started, we just like played there, and then they're like, the people hanging out would offer us. Some people I think we met the Mormons, and they would like offer us a show. Then it was like, the guy who made the shows actually started offering us shows. Then we started making our own shows, and we probably played there like 100 times. I remember there's some blog I read. I think it was like the Amoeba blog once, where they're like talking about Highland Park and all the bands that came from Highland. They're like Seasons and the Mormons and Manhattan Murder Mist, those Highland Park bands. Like I'm East Hollywood living over here. Right?
Blogger.
I don't live anywhere near Highland Park.
The bloggers will just say anything.
Yeah.
It's just all about the bottom line for them.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, we're running out of time.
Oh.
Kind of, but I did have one pick your brain. We were talking at the Moses pageant. You said that you listened to the show as a podcast.
Oh yeah.
And you liked the show, but the format could be changed.
Did I?
You did. No, it's good constructive
Oh.
criticism. So, you've been on the show for the past about 45 minutes. One or two things you've noticed we do to make the show better?
Well, we could drink in here. Would be
okay.
nice. Maybe do more of like a Dean Martin celebrity roast kind of thing where everyone's drunk.
Okay.
Or like how they did the first like season of Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah.
where they had an open bar and you know, maybe soundproof the place so we could talk a little louder.
Okay.
Some shoes would be nice. I'm not used to disrobing on television like this.
Well, you get enough IMDB credits, and we'll have to.
It's the casting couch.
Yep. The casting green screen.
Besides that, I don't know. I had a good time.
Yeah, it was great having you on. Where the album is coming out, the new Manhattan Murder Mystery album is coming out in the next couple months, couple weeks, something like that.
Coming out soon.
Soon, okay. Any shows coming up you want to plug? Any potential IMDb credits? Where can people get at you?
I'm open to IMDb credits. Oh, what happened to my arm? Yeah. I'm available for acting gigs. I think I'm going to quit my job soon, so...
Just more time to audition?
Yeah. I'd prefer to just, be given the role, but...
You gotta start somewhere.
If you need me to read a couple lines, that's okay.
Think about how you're hurting yourself. Not think about how you're hurting Dana.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Matt, thank you so much for being on the show again. Thank you to our sponsor, our wardrobe sponsor, Internet Discount Mall. Check them out on Depop and Instagram, wherever you could buy your cool vintage clothing. Thank you for watching, for listening. If you're listening, watch the show. If you're watching, listen to the show, cross-pollinate, so you're sure you won't miss it. And until next time, I'm Adam Papagan, reminding you that there's a place you can go, and it's your mind.